So let's go out there, take it one shot at a time, and do what we know how to do out there. Okay? Let's go.
From pep talk to quiet contemplation, Alberta and BC just one win away from joining some legendary names as champions of Canadian junior women's curling. It's one of the many lighthouses you'll see here on the south shore of Nova Scotia. In fact, they promote beautiful summertime tours as we are in Liverpool, about 90 minutes southwest of Halifax. And on this Saturday, we say hello, Canada, and welcome inside the Amera Centre for the M&M Canadian Junior Women's Final. Russ alongside. 14 of the best junior women's teams in our country began play last weekend, and today, well, this morning only 3 were left. Alberta with their best record bye to the final, leaving British Columbia to play Nova Scotia in the semi. And it was Kalia Van Osch representing BC against 15-year-old Mary Fay from just up the road in Chester, Nova Scotia. In the 8th, tied at 3, Van Osch with a quiet tap, double tap, required the measure. Yellow picks up one, they lead 4-3. Now Fay got one in 10 to force the extra. At 4-4, she made a lovely come around to sit shot stone, but look at that angle raise to pick up the win, and Van Osch and the team from BC go on to win it, make the final 8-4, and so now British Columbia is on to play Alberta. And Alberta is led by a familiar name of Rocque. Yes, that Rocque. The third cousin of Marcel, who won 4 Canadian championships, playing lead for Randy Furby, and this Rocque is really on a roll.
Kelsey's made everything. She's been unbelievable, Vic. 6 percentage points better than any other skip here. That's unheard of at the skip position. She's got the soft shots. She's got the high hard one. Lots of rotation. Wonderful delivery. Square shoulders. But I'm more impressed with the ability to read the ice and get the broom in the right spot for the rest of the team.
Kalia Van Osch comes right off the ice, having beaten Nova Scotia, so what does she have to do to get by this terrific skip?
Well, more of the same for BC, because she beat a terrific skip in Nova Scotia. What a wonderful game. Went right down to the bitter end, extra end. They have to get a lot of rocks in play, Vic, because to me, it's the old theory, you can't hit what you can't see. That's what she has to do to Rocque. Get a ton of rocks in there early each end.
So it is British Columbia against Alberta. It is the women's final, the M&M Meat Shops Canadian Juniors, and we are in Liverpool, Nova Scotia.
The M&M Meat Shops Canadian Juniors are brought to you by M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best. The M&M Meat Shops Canadian Juniors are brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? By World Financial Group, creating a better tomorrow for families today. WFG. And by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
As BC coach Jim Newland leads his team in the handshakes with Alberta. They are left to decide this year's Canadian Junior Women's Championship. Time to meet the teams now. It's brought to you by Ford, a proud partner of the CCA for 20 years. Team BC They come out of the Nanaimo Curling Center and the Delta Thistle Curling Club in North Delta, led by 20-year-old Kalia Van Osch. The Alberta champions, they're out of Edmonton in the familiar Saville Community Sports Center, and 19-year-old Kelsey Rocque is their skip. Alberta finished at 9-1, and they have the last rock. They have the hammer. They'll play the Yellowstones. BC at 8-2, and coming off that semi-final win over Nova Scotia. And so it will be Alberta to have the hammer playing yellow here in this opener. And to get us going, the BC lead is Ashley Sanderson.
Line's good.
What a wonderful semifinal, Vic, we watched this morning. If it's half as good a game as that, you're in for a treat.
I was just going to say, from first stone this morning, Nova Scotia and BC went at each other.
Yeah, exactly. Right around center guard, right off the bat. 3 ends in a row, up and down, rocks all over the place. A well-curled game.
This may change things just a little bit by that first stone coming into the top edge of the 4. So the game plan these two teams might be?
Well, definitely for BC, if you look at the stats, they've all played well all through the lineup. Even the first 3 better than Alberta, and that's what they have to do. They have to get a ton of rocks in play to stop this Chelsea Rocque from making all the shots that she's made all week. Exact opposite for Chelsea. Keep some room for the skipper. Give her the chance to execute, because that's what she's good at.
The game plan is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping families have better financial futures. A nice building, this Queen's Place Amera Center. It opened just a couple of years back, 2011 December. Has seating for about 1,050.
Same week. Hard. Right up, hard. Hard for nose, hard. Good, good, good. Good throw.
You notice the curl coming inside out. It's the same outside in, and what a wonderful job Jamie Barras has done as usual. He's done all the juniors lately, and it's just been incredible. Fort Mac last year, and the Blue Hone insert rocks, lots of curl. They've been conditioned for the games here. He's trying for 3.5, 4 feet of curl everywhere, and that's exactly what he's got.
Hard, right up, hard. All the way, yep. Any roll, hard roll, anything. Throw. There, you got it. Okay, good medium. Medium up, clean. Yep. Hard. Hard. Real hard. 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 Okay, that's fine, Tay.
And unable to hold the shooter.
9, 8, 9, 9.
Not a problem for Taylor. It's not going to go on the scoreboard at all, but you love to keep the other team hitting early, especially in a big game when both teams are tense. And the shot that usually goes under pressure is that finesse shot. So the more chances you give your opponent to throw a free draw like this, the better their feel becomes.
Sarah Daniels, 14. Earlier today, of course, we saw the skip from Nova Scotia, 15.
Hard, right up, you got it right in, hard! Keep going, yep, hard, right up, hard. Keep going. Okay, that's fine.
Well, there's their chance maybe, huh?
Oh, for sure. I think they might go around it. They could hit it too, being the first end of the Canadian final.
It's okay.
You can't blame them for hitting it. It's a dangerous rock. Yeah, you talk about the ages, Vic. My goodness, I think we might be getting older or something, but look at the Nova Scotia team, 3 15-year-olds and a 16-year-old, and they were unbelievable this week. Almost stole the extra end. Just a wonderful executed shot by the BC skipper, and otherwise they're in the final, and what a future for Nova Scotia curling.
Sorry.
Mary Fay, just as we say, 15 years of age, and she was the talk of this community. Even last evening, the gentleman who was serving us, she's good. She's really good. Thank you. I'll appreciate that.
And where are my scallops?
That's right. And then he threw him on our table with an intern. That's right. Little handles on them.
Six, 7.
This is my first visit. I know you've been down this way curling. My first visit to the South Shore, and they had blizzard-like conditions on Wednesday, and today the temperature is above freezing, and there's a good melt going on.
Here, buddy. You got this. Medium. Clean. Yep.
Alberta is the older of the two teams
Right up.
in terms of average age. When you've got a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old playing third and second respectively for British Columbia.
Yep. Just. Hard. Clean. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Ah. Whoa. Looks like lots of weight on that. Yeah. Good throw. There's a lot of weight.
This event being held here as well as the Liverpool Curling Club. And there was a couple of people I asked, well, so was the ice the same? They said, slight differences, but not dramatic enough to affect your play from one facility to the other.
And that's wonderful. I was at a junior that there was such a difference. Some of the teams were only winning in the arena and losing in the curling club, or vice versa. It's whatever they were used to, and wonderful for Jamie to get it as close as he could, because it is different playing with a different floor. You got much more refrigeration capacity in an arena,
Coming down a little.
bigger crowds, and so many different variables to try to get both surfaces the same.
That's good. No. 14-2. Okay. Good.
And it is a large event.
Shot, buddy. Kind of weak.
And you take into account the 14 teams on
Might curl a bit out here.
both sides, men and women.
It's normal. A little roll to center is good. Yeah, I can.
The reason they're rolling away to go closer to the center is to stay away from that red one, because if this was hit dead on, once you're a rock higher, and that allows Alberta to hit and flop onto that red one and make it more difficult.
Like, what is going on here? All right. Now let's let it roll. Yep. Like you can.
Kalia Van Osch. And we will see Van Osch next week at the Scotties. Her sister Kelsey will be skipping the BC champions.
Hard, you got it. Keep going. Keep going.
And she does manage to roll it away. All right. It's sitting there. Would you try it? You've got the advantage of the last rock here, Alberta. Would you play down to it and try to corner for
I think I would. I think I would for sure. It's
14-5.
as long as you're not short, you can't hurt yourself. Give it a try. You never know if you glue it on the corner, you might get away with it. It's not very close to the rings though, so it would have to be an absolute perfect freeze.
14-7-5. Yeah.
Here's the term 14.75.
Fine too, but
They're calling the distance from hog to hog. If you do the entire length of the ice, you could basically double that, so you're almost 30, and that's extremely fast ice. 26 from hogline. This morning was exactly 26 from hogline.
She's just 19, so this will be the final year for this team in junior play. She has one more year remaining. The other 3 members of the team will be overage as of next year.
We're all there.
Sorry, Kels.
Sorry, Kels. That's fine. 14-3.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Even at that, look at the curl.
That's fantastic. That's exactly it. As Jamie said, he wanted 4 feet, no more, and that's exactly what that did. And we noticed this morning too, Vic, and last night also, that the draws are finishing if you have the right weight. If you up it a little bit to come around and tap it out, you have to be careful not to overthrow it, and that's great ice.
But what that says to me, though, Russ, is the fact that how far the game has come at this particular level. 4 feet, 5 feet, nothing for the elite men's, women's teams to handle. But look at how competently we saw it today. The juniors handle that kind of curl.
Wow, great point. And it's not just the execution; it's a different mindset. When there's lots of curl, your strategy has to change. You can't no longer say, well, I'll just draw to the open side because they can't bury one, because they can bury one. So you have to draw in behind first. And the strategy is what impresses me with these young teams.
Final stone, Kalia Van Osch. Very nicely done. Well brushed. Sarah Daniels, Ashley Sanderson.
Seems a little down when I throw it. Okay. I hope that was good. Good. Is it tight? Better weight on that one? Yeah, that was way better weight. It's good.
That is the key, Vic, is the weight in these big games. It's so easily to overthrow when the adrenaline's flying.
You got it, buddy.
Can't try too hard to hit the broom. You have to make the shot at the far end. You have to put that speed into your thought process also.
Firm. Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Final stone looking for the blank here in one.
Falling.
Needs to curl.
Front end is just backed away, touched something,
Good shot.
and just comes up enough. Alberta will get the blank. They'll hold the last rock. They'll take the hammer to 2. It's the women's final of the Canadian Juniors. Well, a week from today we'll be in Montreal for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Kim Dolan, Stephanie Lawton, Nova Scotia Heather Smith, Chelsea Carey, New Brunswick's Andrea Crawford, Val Sweeting, Alberta, Heather Strong, Newfoundland Labrador, Allison Ross from Quebec, a 2nd straight year, and Team Canada's Rachel Holman. It'll be the first time the Scotties have been in Quebec since 1979, and Allison Ross tweaked her team during the off-season, wins again, and she will go against Andrea Crawford, who comes off that very nice record, 6-5 a year ago. As we welcome you back to the
Line's good.
Emera Center
We're a little
here in
off.
Liverpool, Nova Scotia.
Line's good.
And the blank in 1
Lots of weight.
means that Alberta will once again have the
Are we
last
in?
rock playing the Yellowstone.
I think it's tight. We might
Okay.
stop. Whoa, 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 Tay. Okay. 15-2. We're pretty close to end. Okay, it works.
And the junior women's has
You got it.
been a great road to
you.
success at the women's and Scotties level when you look at the likes of Holman, Kelly, Lawton, Smith, who will all be there and skipping their respective provinces in Montreal beginning a week
Okay,
from
got
today.
tons of room, guys. Whoa. It's got a lot of room. Gotta move. Lots of really gotta move. Whoa. 6. Whoa. Gotta move. We
Starting
to
to
it?
come now.
Yep.
Starting to come.
Whoa. Whoa. Let it curl. To it.
Still to it.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. To nose.
Whoa.
To nose.
Whoa. Whoa.
Good throw. Good shot.
I like to keep a little separation on those. You don't want them too far apart where the opponent can draw around, but now when that's hit, if they choose to hit it Alberta dead on, it'll still be frozen.
Easy. Okay.
Got it, buddy.
Nosing's okay too.
What'd you say?
No.
If you nose it, it's fine. fine.
Easy. Down. Hard.
Claire Tully throwing the lead stones for the Alberta champions out of Edmonton.
Whoa.
Oh.
Like stuck in the middle. Go hard. Yep.
Hard.
Got all of it. Guard's fine.
Yeah, Sarah.
Okay, just control.
Yep, I can.
A little softer weight required here. You'd like to hang around.
Yep. Hard. Right up.
Not a ton of weight here. This could be on the guard, Vic.
On the front. Yeah.
And they are.
Okay, Sarah.
The only little thing I noticed with BC this morning, because they
You guys like
played
this?
exceptionally well, there's a couple different weights. I thought the
Okay, let's stick around.
third, Marika, was throwing a little bit heavier than the skipper expected, and those shots from Sarah a little bit lighter, and you have to be careful of ladling that ice out for each individual player. The skip can really help if you pick up on that and just move the room a little bit.
Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
Taylor McDonald throws the second stones for Alberta.
Whoa. Hard.
Here in the second.
Hard. Hard. Hard roll, Claire. Right over.
Rolling it away. Get some separation, setting themselves up here with last Rocque.
Yeah, Sarah.
Just trying to hit and roll over. It's the double's there, but you'd have to throw that at least peel weight.
Whoa. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
That's fine.
That's fine.
And thin and goes out the back, and so even better chance now for Alberta
Ashley.
to split the house.
Well thrown. They just couldn't decide how much to brush that. And I think the skipper was fooled because that one had more weight than the previous one, Vic, and they're just going to run that little bit straighter. It's got less time to curl, and if anything, you had to miss that thick and at least roll on top, or at least be shot rock and make Alberta make a play on it.
Line's good.
Careful.
Pretty simple situation now. If they can put this on the back of the tee line, there will not be a double.
Back four. Easy.
Sit down.
14-1. Yep. How much weight? Normal. Okay, solid.
Even if you roll to the left side of center line, you don't have to get all this yardage back in one play here. Just roll over, hang around for shot rock.
Whoa. Yeah.
This is Marika Van Osch.
Yeah. Right over.
Got it. Sure does.
Very nice. When you're playing into the rock like that, you get so much more action. You see the rock spin when it made contact. Beautiful shot.
Medium.
See the rotation the teams are throwing now, Vic, as opposed to 6, 7, 8 years ago. It runs down the sheet so much straighter, much easier to read.
No roll. Good.
You did a lot of street curling, did you?
It would run down the street straighter
very
also.
much, yeah.
Firm control.
Dodging it out of traffic, kind of tough. Sorry, you made a mistake. I'm jumping all over
Yeah,
you.
thanks. Where's Linda to save me?
Nowhere. She's at home going, he said street.
Hard. Hard, guys. Hard. Hard, right up. Yeah. To it hard. Good.
We're both slipping behind.
little surprised to you hear someone say that curled a lot.
Yeah, you wonder. Keep an eye on that stone. It shouldn't be a problem down the center line. That was a nice straight spot this morning. That's the thing these top players are so good at is deciding, was it self-inflicted? Is it the rock, or is it that spot in the ice that's made that rock curve more than they expected?
Right to tee, yep.
This is Keely Brown, who throws the third stones
That's good, girl. That's
for Alberta.
Good girl.
This side.
Okay.
Nice shot.
It's normal. Yeah. Oh, wait.
Yeah, no. It really is. I thought when I threw a missile there, that it slowed down a lot. Yeah, I think we have to throw it slower than we think because of adrenaline too, right?
You were saying 15-5.
Yeah, Claire's just 15-2 and it was tight.
Yeah, I wasn't in the house.
Yeah. Get! Hard! Whoa! Clean. Whoa, off, guys, off! Right off. Sorry, my fault.
It's okay.
Stop sweeping that right now. Try to leave it close enough that you can freeze to it.
Yeah.
A little too far.
Kelsey Rocque and three of the members of her team, Keely Brown, Taylor McDonald, also play at the university level,
I think like 15-5.
and they won a
Ours was
silver
15-2
medal
and it was tight.
in the CIS championship a year ago,
At the back of the house was 14-1.
losing, of course, to
Yep. Geez, thanks, Vic. Ashley Howard with this vicing for Brian Meakin.
and the University of Manitoba. So again, you know, we talk about where they get all this experience. Well, you get the experience there. You get junior experience. You get Canada Games experience. There's juvenile curling.
It's all there.
There isn't just one road now to success.
Exactly.
And it all builds from one on the other.
And they get to play in arena conditions against the top teams and these wonderful surfaces. And the way these teams improve their knowledge in the game and their shot making ability is unbelievable nowadays. They just get so much better, so fast.
Okay. Okay.
What was that?
Boy, they're getting a little caught, though. Maybe just a little more quick than they expected.
And it would be for Alberta, whereas BC has a slight advantage here, Vic. It was quicker this morning. We talked to Jamie about it, and he said it just simply got warmer outside, and the temperature, air temperature at eye level's gone up 6 or 7 degrees, makes the surface a little greasier, and you get a little quicker. And
9.
BC was ready for that. Alberta, it's maybe good that the ice has been, the game's been wide open. There hasn't been too many finesse shots so far because it's been a little quick for Alberta so far.
We do have some wonderful ice makers in our country, and Jamie Barassa certainly is one of the best. But as mentioned, it has gotten milder outside, temperature above freezing, and
Line's good.
8-9.
Whoa.
9.
heading back towards the deep freeze here in on the East Coast,
So
and snow coming.
This is what happens. You tend to throw from memory as an athlete. It's no
down.
different than any other sport.
down.
Like golf, if the greens change, it takes a while. And here's another one that's sliding.
And just enough.
What'd you get?
It's a little cluttered at the back
75?
there.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
sorry.
Okay. Just out. Yeah, I know. Can you out? Yeah.
Okay, I threw 75-8. I probably could have thrown a 4 because they didn't even touch that.
4 meaning 4.0 is the split time from the back line right to the first hog line. And that relates to at least 15 hog to hog, and it's extremely fast curling ice.
Mentioned earlier that Kelsey Rocque is the third cousin to Marcel Rocque, the 4-time Canadian champion. And Marcel is now coaching in China.
Right.
And so he'll be on to Sochi with Ryu Liu and Binghu Wang. So back-to-back blanks in 1 and 2. Team's having a little trouble adjusting to the quicker pace. Alberta holds the hammer.
It might actually end up being here.
The sea was rough that day as we look out over White Point off the south shore of Nova Scotia. And just a reminder, our coverage of the M&M Meat Shops Canadian Juniors continues with the men's final tomorrow. We'll have it for you at 4 Eastern, and that'll be 1 p.m. Pacific time. And waiting to see who he will play, Manitoba's Braden Calvert, the 18-year-old out of the Deer Lodge Curling Club. 9-1. Interestingly enough, that this week there were no tiebreakers on either the women's or men's side. So we'll look forward to that tomorrow. Those are the championship trophies that will go to the winner of this women's final. A blank in 1, a blank in 2 means that once again Alberta will have the last rock. They have the hammer here in 2 playing the Yellowstones.
Mine's pretty
And
good.
this is the Alberta
Weight's good.
lead,
We're all
Claire
there.
Tully.
Little tight. We're all there. Whoa, over and off if you can. Okay.
There's certainly depth in our sport, Vic, in the junior level. You know, the Corinne Brown was beaten by this Van Osch team just to get here. They were the defending Canadian champions. And the same in the Manitoba situation. Matt Dunstone, the Canadian rep, didn't get through either. There's a lot of depth here.
Oh my gosh. 7. That's all there. More room. Lots of weight. 6, 7. No, mine's about the same.
Teams have decided it's a bit downhill today. The ice a little bit quicker than they expected. So who's going to make that adjustment, and what are you going to do strategically? Are you going to keep rocks out in front that you can raise up, play some hit and rolls, or continue to play the finesse shots?
Right up, just lock it on. Good.
2 years ago when we were in Napanee, it was
Anybody got it?
Jocelyn Peterman of Alberta that won the championship there, and again a former champion goes down to defeat because it was Alberta and Kelsey Rocque that beat her in the final.
Little up.
So there is
Clean. Little up. Hard.
some parity among junior teams.
No. Close. Yep. Hard.
It's close to being buried here.
Go. Hard. Keely, hard. Hard, Keely, hard. Great shot.
A little bit of room here, and we've seen, luckily for British Columbia, we've seen this intern in end number 1.
That's it.
Love that rotation.
Good shot, buddy.
Kicks hard,
Hey, you got it, Sarah. Can.
almost directly underneath. There's a piece showing, but not a big one.
That little extra rotation with these lively stones, you get a little more pop.
Yeah, exactly.
Explosion,
Yeah, the running bands are so lively. Now this will curl here. You can't be soft in your weight.
Sarah Daniels,
Yep. Keep going. Yeah. Hard.
Ashley Sanderson, Marika Van Osch.
Roll it in. Right in. Yep. Hard.
And it will
Nice,
spill to
Sarah.
the top of the 12-foot.
It's a miss, but it's a professional miss. The guard's gone. There's no problem getting that yellow rock now and rolling into the rings. That could be huge at the end of this end.
Easy. Clean. Whoa, room. Clean it. Whoa. No. Right off. Anything, Claire.
Well, pretty much knows.
Go. Okay, that's
And
fine.
pretty much knows it is.
9-8.
That's good.
Draw.
A little bit more. You got it.
Fill up. Clean. Whoa. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Roll.
And rolling it over.
Go.
coming up right beside.
That's the way to counteract that situation. Don't try to throw it a billion miles an hour and make a tough double.
Not bad.
If you miss the double, they'd separate the rings. Now they have to go after the shot rock. And it forces Alberta to roll away.
I don't mind the top one. I like the shot rock. Okay, shot rock.
Okay.
I think so. Separate them a little bit.
That little stagger there, though, does it allow her to make the play and roll away?
Yeah, it does. But hitting it dead on will be awfully close to taking your own rock out. So they really have no choice but to roll to center.
Whoa, whoa. Hard, hard, hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Taylor McDonald.
Yes, yes. Whoa.
And there's a nice roll away to sit back 4 and sit 2 with last rock here in the third.
Extremely nice curling. A little bit extra weight to get that extra kick. And it gives you about as much separation as you could ask for.
Justine. Whoa. 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 Up. No. Whoa. Whoa. Other way? No.
Marika Van Osch.
Okay. Wait, was it on? Huh? Wait,
Boy, I tell you, I mean, we say this quite often, but I don't know where there's,
Nose? Okay.
just today, there seems to be an even
You got it, buddy.
sharper fine line between the right weight and that kind of weight and rolling out.
You're right, and I think it's the rocks again. We talk about it at the Briars. In the last year and a half, the Canadian Curling Association has brought
Medium
these
down.
rocks in with the good hitting bands, the newer hitting bands.
Whoa, clean.
With the convex hitting bands, you get much more action. So you're right, Vic. A little overthrown, you hit a hair less, and it just rolls out.
No roll.
Okay. Okay.
It's going to roll towards the stone on the edge of the 8-foot to sit the 2.
Okay. Play normal. If you end up here, that's fine. Yep.
I control last.
Yeah.
Virtually no double here, certainly with this turn. You'd have to paper it on the out-turn side and redirect your own rock onto the yellow.
Hard. Hard. Right up. Yep. Okay, Rika.
And a little too much again. And over the top. Interestingly, Marika Van Osch was the first team all-star, third. Kelsey Rocque, as you said, 6 percentage points better than anyone else, and at 79%. Sarah Daniels off that team, and then joined by Saskatchewan lead.
Line's good. Weight's pretty good. A little bit down.
Just at the end. Yeah, just at the end. Never mind.
Take a look. Line's good.
That's the third time Marika's been a wee bit tight on her second rock, Beck. Now, it could be the broom positioning. It could have been
Easy, not easy.
miscommunication on weight or just simply narrow. We'll have to keep an eye on
Hard,
the
hard, 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 hard. Get him easy.
6th rock at the end for
Good
British
throw,
Columbia.
Good sweeping.
Second team, led by 15-year-old Mary Fay, Carly Burgess, and then Ashley Sanderson. Congratulations to all of them on a very successful week.
Go right to center.
Gold center?
Yeah.
At least 5 more years for Mary Fay's team.
Glenn.
That's just unbelievable to come third here, nearly second, almost first maybe. They had a wonderful week.
I think you can.
Both teams elected to play a lot of inside-out shots, which is absolutely no problem. It's whatever you feel the best with.
Control up. No. Clean. Off. Off. Stay close. Yep. 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 Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard, Ashley. Hard. Right over. Right over. Hard. Right over. Good
Sure,
shot.
Sophia.
Good.
Nice roll, good control of the weight.
Hopefully it
best you can do. Puts it in a spot that there might be a double after this one lands.
Double doesn't jam on the top, the red, so.
Pardon?
A double doesn't jam on the red.
Ah, okay. That's good.
Just gonna throw easy and come across the face and try and roll. Okay, yours ran pretty straight here, so. Okay. Okay. You got it. You got it, buddy.
Linda's at home right now liking that kind of conversation there. This, that, those words of encouragement, the proper things to say. Come on, let's do it. And
the top teams are so well coached, Vic. It's amazing. And we talk about the technique. Look at the straight shoulders here and the bent throwing arm. But I could basically say that about all 8 players out here. It's just fantastic. But you're right. It's the knowledge now that impresses me. 3/4 roll as far as you can.
Tully and McDonald on the brush and trying to roll it away. How nice is that?
Perfect. The last 2 shots don't look exciting if you're sitting at home, but they were perfect controlled weight, hit and rolls with the right speed. But one reason that this young girl, Kelsey Rocque, can make all these is look at the low wrist position. Hand was slightly bent, and maybe most importantly, the shoulders extremely square at release.
Yeah, as soon as I put, like, jumped it. Firm normal. Okay.
Remember that. That's
Good to
pretty
know.
easy too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Good throw. Thanks.
I don't think there's a double there,
Try that,
Vic.
Sarah.
Well, she didn't think so.
No.
And she was worried if, in fact, she tried the double, it might catch the red and maybe bounce back. But
Don't see that happening, but you'd have to throw it way past your comfort zone to potentially make it.
Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
uh-oh.
Yeah!
Wow.
Nice try.
Not far off.
Curling on those. Pardon? It's not curling on anything up weight. Okay.
And you know, you say that because about the comfort
Not
zone.
curling on anything that's up
Somebody at a club level might just try that and end up pitching it, missing
Right.
everything altogether.
Giving up 3.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can't do that to this great Alberta team.
Kick it out, though.
Hit that a little thicker, just
Okay.
maybe end up on the corner of that
Other than
yellow.
okay,
That
too.
would have made it more interesting. What a wonderful opportunity here. And you can see what Alberta's done because they haven't taken any chances, Alberta. It's been basically keep it clean, don't get in trouble, let's hit for a while. Whether that was by design or there's, you know, it's just a little bit of nerves. But now, a free draw for the deuce.
Mine's good. Mine's good. All you. No backing.
An open draw.
Still no
As
backing.
was explained to me one time by
Whoa.
a lady many years ago, she said, "There's nothing free about it, Mr. Router. There's nothing free. It's an open draw."
Oh,
and
girls.
so I was corrected, and I,
Hard, Sarah. Go.
oh boy, you don't want to
Like it.
give them away, though,
Like
and
it.
it will hang on for the 2. Alberta, here in the 3rd, will open the scoring. It's the Women's Canadian Junior Final. Well, let's flash back now to 2004 and the Canadian Junior Women's Championship played in Victoria. In the final, Nova Scotia's Jill Mauser against Marie Quentin of Quebec. Thanks to steals in 7, 8, and 9, Mauser, along with Paige Maddie, Bliss, and Chloe Comstock, would win the women's title, make the final 6-3. And now, when you come into the Queen's Place Samara Centre here in Liverpool, there is a tribute to Liverpool's own Jill Mauser, who would go on to represent Canada at the World Juniors in Guerriere, and where she won a silver. Jill Mauser joins us now. But first of all, congratulations, because it's Jill Brothers now. Married when? Last August? Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much, Vic.
That's this must be pretty special for you to come home and to see this Canadian juniors here.
It's amazing, and the host committee has put on a show. I couldn't be here the entire time, but I've been here the opening weekend and the closing weekend, banquet last night, and the town has been fully supportive, and it's such an honor for me to be a part of it and bringing back great memories seeing these guys play out here in the juniors.
Yeah, well, we walked around town, and I said to you, all the stores have been decorated, and some have dug up some old corn brooms and old rocks, but signs. You said the high school got together and cut out curling stones, which are hanging now from the lampposts.
Yeah, they got together, my mom was telling me, and did the signs and painted them, and every storefront is covered in old curling brooms. And the good thing is when you come to a small town, you know when you go curling and you're in a small town, the whole town embraces it. And this is a small town, and they have 100% embraced it. And everyone I know, a lot of my family, is taking part in volunteering in this.
We are in the fourth end after Alberta gets 2 in the third, so it will be BC and the team from the Nanaimo and Delta, Kalia Van Osch, that has the last rock, playing the Redstones here in 4.
Jill, what a wonderful season you've had also in the not so junior anymore event. And off with Heather, you were telling me earlier, 45-8 this season.
Yeah, we've had a good run, and thank you for reminding me that I'm old now. But we have had a great season, and we've done really well in the Maritimes and in Ontario. Great to go back and visit my friends in Ontario, of course. And we're super excited to be heading to the Scotties on Thursday.
Yeah, we want to mention that you're playing with Heather Smith and yourself at third, and then former Comstock is now Joyce. Everybody's
Yes.
getting married here.
Yeah.
And, of course, Terry Lake. You're happy with the team and the way, obviously, it's played, huh?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back with the girls. I played with that same team before I moved to Ontario, and it's awesome. They called me the old sock, so they kind of slot me back in at third. I'm the old sock. It's comfortable, and we're pretty honest with each other. You know, you don't have to worry about hurting someone's feelings on the team. You just go out there and curl and do your best.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being an old sock. Remind us of that win all those years ago, 2004.
It's a really good memory, of course. I just, of course, remember the open hit for the win, and you can't ask for your teammates to give you a better shot for the win, and seeing all my family, and it was just one of those moments that you aren't sure if it's ever going to come true for you, and when it does, it's amazing. So I'm so excited for the team that wins today to feel that emotion. It's
and then
so exciting.
Pardon me for interrupting, but then, of course, you go on to play in the Worlds in Trois-Rivières.
Yeah, it was being the home team, even though it was totally French, we were still the home team, and they were so supportive. Again, a smaller town, 100% filling the club up for us, and we had a great run there. We won every game except for the final, which was unfortunate, but we embraced everything that was given to us during that time we were at the Worlds.
Jill, thanks so much. It's a pleasure. It's my first trip, as mentioned earlier, to Liverpool and this particular area of South Shore. It's gorgeous. Look for a return visit, and we wish you all the very best when we see you again in Montreal at the Scotties.
Thank you so much, and it's great to have you guys in our hometown. Everyone's so excited to have TSN here, and of course you guys are doing a great job, and can't wait to see who wins this game.
Thank you very much, Jill. Jill Brothers, Jill Mauser, the winner in 2004, and there's only maybe one person who has a bigger reputation here in Liverpool, and that might be the great Hank Snow, who's from just across the Mersey River in Brooklyn, and there's a Hank Snow memorial here and a museum, and this year would be his 100th birthday, and there's a big celebration planned for Hank Snow.
Yeah. Right. 15. I think a little closer to the center then.
You can go to the middle too. What about like edge of 4?
Nice
here?
low stress
Yeah, just a
game
little
for
bit.
Alberta here so far. British Columbia is making a lot of shots, but the one wreck on a guard controlled the deuce the rest of the way, and now a chance to sit 2 and maybe force an important force here in the fourth end. If they could force BC to a single, then you'd have control with one up with the
Line's
brick.
really tight.
Once again, it is BC that does have the last rock, playing the Redstones. This is the Alberta third, Keely Brown.
Line's good.
Every arena I've ever witnessed, and there's been a lot of them, this inside-out shot is a little bit quicker. We watched it in end number 2 where both skips threw it through. It just keeps gliding inside out. A little deeper than they want. It sets up a potential double.
And so that adjustment, when it's slick like this, comes from where?
Well, the leg drive, Vic, for sure, and just thinking a little differently. Instead of saying it's fast today and it's saying, you know, the glass is half empty, what you should be saying is my brushers are more effective, and throw it even lighter. Instead of throwing top 8-foot weight, you want to throw maybe 3 feet short of the rings and give it to the broomers. Nice.
That's good.
The key is to be shot Rocque in this situation because it forces Alberta A to hit it, but if they don't roll away, there's going to be a double. Once you have to roll away, it's so simple to roll right out.
Medium hard. Hard. Really hard. 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 Any roll, Claire. Any roll.
And nothing.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Shot. Hit. We're there.
Sorry, that's okay. Just tight. One of those.
One other way to try to attempt to turn this end around would be to freeze to the shot Rocque.
Just. Yeah. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Marika Van Osch
Yes.
as we play third stones.
Hard. Hard. Anything. Okay, it's good.
Foul, girl.
Yeah.
Doesn't that play surprise you just a little bit, because now it opens the door here for Rocque again to get the roll away?
Exactly. Yeah, you could have frozen. There's no question about it. It'd be a bit of a gamble if you don't make the freeze, and then you're looking at 3 rocks. But at this point, you have to respect your opponent. And the way Rocque's played all week, there's a really good chance she's going to get some separation here. Then it's difficult to blank. You do not want to be forced to one here if you're British Columbia.
Medium. Medium.
So go back to what you said when we first came on the air, and your assessment of BC
Just a touch more,
and
Keely.
Kalia Van Osch, and you suggested that she had to get more stones in play.
Yeah, and it hasn't happened.
And it hasn't happened.
Great point, Vic. It hasn't happened. So you're giving the arguably the best player in the entire field, certainly the best player in the last 4 or 5 games. Just incredible numbers. A lot of easy shots, and it's tough to win a curling game when you do that.
And from first stone, they went right in.
Yeah, that's right.
And they didn't go to the center, out in front, anything like that. They went in. So there's an opportunity for you.
For sure.
If you're British Columbia and Kalia Van Osch,
Control. Yeah.
Great chance to turn this around now. And half rock or less.
Control, little roll on top. Yep. You got it.
Well, they're actually planning to play control, hit and roll on top, and try to go for the deuce, Vic. Good call also.
The inside one. Okay. Yeah. You got it. Wait, little roll on top of theirs. Okay. Just hit it.
we mentioned that the older of the 3 sisters, Kessa, will be playing at the Scotties and representing BC. When they were together 2 years ago, they won the bronze medal in Napanee. And the thought is you talked to the dad, I think, and he says he sees the day when, as they move up, they'll all play together at a women's level.
Won't that be something?
Looking to get the roll on top and doesn't. And the other thing that I read in an article is that there are those who believe that
Can't get it to roll.
the Van Osch family really does have dreams and aspirations of being Canada's Olympic team one day, and that they, as the sisters, would just like every curler would. And there's a lot that can stand in your way, but that is the ultimate dream.
Well, they've worked hard at it, and knocking off Corinne Brown just to get here is an accomplishment, and the seasoning that these teams have by getting to the national championships multiple times stands them in good stead when they get to the women's playoffs. And it's this arena setting that most teams have to get used to, and the more you play in this type of event, the better you're going to be. Even dead on here is pretty good.
Final stone for Alberta and Kelsey Rocque here in the 4th. She leads 2-0. Last rock belongs to BC. Wow. Is it worth the gamble?
Yeah, he knows it.
I don't think you'll roll out if you make the double, Vic.
Really?
Same ice.
Obviously, you've got two choices. You can play the straight draw, and you can play the double. The double is a very easy double, and your red will roll into this type of area, so I don't think you can blank. But the problem with this double is if you hit it virtually dead on, if you get it over on this side a little bit at all, it's going to be a steal. Should be really careful here. I've taken a long look at playing the draw in this situation.
You got it.
Dead on will make it, but anything high side, you're in trouble. Seen if you run extremely straight here. You got to be really careful not to overthrow this.
Down. Yeah.
Down weight, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Sarah Daniels holding the brush. Rocque Van Osch and Ashley Sanderson up front.
Here, guys.
And she'll get the inside roll to grab enough of the 8-foot for the single point. BC gets on the board here in 4. It is the 4th time that Nova Scotia has hosted a Canadian Juniors. The last was Truro in 1994. This year we are in Liverpool. Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson star in a new series, True Detective, tomorrow night Eastern, only on HBO Canada. Contact your TV provider to subscribe. As we look across one of the many inlets here towards downtown Liverpool. They say that this event is worth $1.5 million to the local economy at a time when tourism really isn't here. It's a summertime community. Some 2,000 visitors.
How much? 19.
In fact, there are some hotels that are closed at this time of year, open only seasonally, have opened.
That's right.
Just to for the room nights. As we welcome you back
Tight, pretty good.
to the Emira Center.
Good, line's good.
BC gets 1 in the 4th, and so here in 5, it'll be Alberta that once again has the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstone.
I think we're going to see both teams start to dance here now, Vic. It's BC's looking at the scoreboard, and they want to make something happen here fairly soon. And Ashley dropped one just over the hog line, which is pretty long. It's not too dangerous for either team. So Alberta counters with the come around. It's a great come around, nice and high in the rings. I love them up that high. Too many young teams will brush that until they get it buried, and it ends up on that close to the tee line. BC freezes to it, and you have no scoring area. You shrink your own scoring area, so keep that high. It's a great spot for that yellow rock.
Ashley Sanderson throwing the lead stones for British Columbia.
If there's massive curl, and today there's average curl, if there's massive curl, then that yellow one can be used as a guard, but it's a little tougher to completely bury this red rock. The best you could do, right on the button, and it's half underneath.
Hey, buddy, you got this. Take your time. Bump. Bump.
Bump. Bump. Yes, hard. Really hard. Hard. Whoa, whoa.
Keely Brown and Taylor McDonald. They won't wrap it around their own. Spill over now to sit just biting the edge of the 8.
Now, hitting your own out is obviously not the most exciting shot you've ever made in your life, but it's a smart error again. And Alberta continues to do this. Well-coached team. Now it forces BC to go after this or guard. If they miss the guard, they're giving up a 2. By going after the open one, now the dangerous rock on the button is accessible for Alberta.
Just control. Okay, close. Yep.
Sarah Daniels.
Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just there. It's like board. Yeah. Good.
All right, you got it. Medium?
Yep.
Okay.
rolls across and underneath the longer guard.
Top four.
Very
Top
nice.
four, back four.
Again, very similar rotations from all 8 players in this surface. It makes it that much easier to read. Would love to have stopped right on top.
Should be all there. 7. And even 8. Whoa. 8. Whoa.
We talked about it being a
Hey,
hair
move.
faster. This is where one team's going to figure it out.
Stay close. Someone clean it. Clean.
Deep's not good here.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, there. Whoa.
Could chip off and set up a double.
And that's what she does. I don't know if you crack that if you don't touch the yellow now.
It's close, isn't it?
Yeah, if you hit that right in the pocket.
Or this.
You get the shot rock first, you'll be fine.
I like the one in the house, I think. I can't hear you. I like the house. Okay.
As long as you get this one first, Vic, you'll get that angle and stay away. You're right though. If you manage to get the wrong rock first, you could kick the red one this way, move your own yellow.
Why they barely wasted any time. Claire Tully,
Hard.
Keely Brown picking up Taylor McDonald.
Really hard. Whoa, whoa. Good.
And they just held it for enough to catch the shot stone first.
Hard. Really hard. Whoa, whoa. Good. Yep.
High guard, remember.
So do you have hat, 3/4? Not quite. Go board.
Deciding to go for the back rock, there's a pretty simple double, but if you make the double, that yellow one that's at the top on the left will jam on their own red.
Board up.
So it forces them to go after the rock that's hidden.
Hard. 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 Hard.
Marika Van Osch, Sanderson, Daniels. Nice rush to get it by.
Good. Unless you like rolling this way, but I like this.
I like out.
Okay.
Out's the call for sure. There's no use grouping the yellows A and B. You'll be behind the tee line if you roll towards the center. A freeze opportunity can take away any opportunity for a deuce here. So hit and roll to the broom. You'd love to sit two, but just hitting and rolling away a little bit would be fine.
Whoa. Hard.
Look at the weight that's thrown on these hits, Vic. It's a really good teaching tool. If you want to hang around,
Hard.
keep the weight down.
No roll. No roll.
Good.
Hey. Okay.
To sit the 2
Yep.
with last rock here in 5.
Don't have any of that one, right? Yep.
Unfortunate angle again for British Columbia. If you take a pass at that double, you could jam it. So they're asking to hit it dead on. That will allow Alberta to hit and roll buried.
Yep. Yes.
This is the rock that's curled a little bit more.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
One more time, Daniels and Sanderson. And that's the jam you talked about.
That's good. Okay.
It's a double or jam. One or the other.
Sometimes angles just work for you or they go against you. You just, you're on the wrong side of the inch. But both times they had that queued up properly, Alberta.
But both times on both Marika's stones, whether she was inside, maybe got it started a little bit, the brushers were really needed just to help make that shot.
It's true. Nice opportunity here. Just flop a little bit under. You don't have to be buried. Just get a little underneath.
Keely Brown.
Whoa. Whoa.
Across the nose.
Yeah,
Just
nice.
a little bit.
Good shot. Good shot. Good job. play board and see if we can get a little roll under here. Board? Yeah, board. Right.
We got it.
Even though this is almost half underneath, they're going to try to throw it light enough to get across the face and roll buried. There's a great angle of it there.
Okay, board. Yeah. Try and get a little roll under. You got it, Beth.
Board weight, maybe even hack weight, just enough to bump it out and roll in behind that red. It's a long red. It'll be accessible no matter what you do, but this could make
Guard's pretty high though.
Yeah.
Kelsey's next shot a lot tougher.
You got it.
Skip stones here in 5, and it'll be BC'S Kalia Van Osch. This team actually played a couple of events on the BC Women's Tour. They were runners up twice. They pocketed $4,500.
Wow. Great future. It's by the guard now. Will it break?
Great. Look at that now. May have popped out the wide side just a little bit.
Very nice shot.
How was the weight on that one? Weight was good on that one?
Yeah.
It's like my forehead's all red now because you hit me in the head.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have to keep in mind, without the advantage of hammer, that those are gutsy shots. If you've ever ticked the guard, you could be looking at a 3. Now it's 5-1, and the game's almost over.
It runs pretty straight. Remember my roll
By the guard pretty.
Okay.
This is an extremely tough shot. It's a long guard, but there's not a pile of movement on this outturn side. You hit it thin, you're going to run it right into your own red one, your yellow one at the back of the 8-foot. So again, not much more than hack.
Okay. It ran pretty straight here, so. Okay.
Isn't that maybe one of the more impressive things about the junior game today and how far it's come? You already made mention of that. We rarely now see something overthrown.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe underthrown, yes, but the realization that you throw enough to do the job and no more.
Yeah, I would say 5 to 10 years ago, this shot was missed 90% of the time, but the teams are throwing that appropriate weight. You're absolutely correct. This has to curl.
No, right off. No, right off.
Okay.
Are we jamming?
No, you're not. Is the shooter hanging around?
Good shot.
Yes, it is.
But there you go, Vic, only because any harder, any more speed whatsoever, and that rolls out. Great shot.
Really runs
Another low stress end for Alberta. It's amazing how
quite
they
a possibility.
snuck 2 opportunities for deuces here already in this game.
And again,
Okay,
going back to
roll
what
behind.
Russ
Get that
suggested
together.
when we first came on air, if BC's to have some success, and granted we're only in the 5th, that they have to make it more complicated for Alberta, and in particular their skip, Kelsey Rocque. Trying to roll it towards the guard, not get there.
Now we can learn from this a little bit, and it's some super shot making by both teams, but the long guard never did come into play, partly because there's some great shots thrown with the appropriate weight. But that first guard was never really a threat for Alberta because it was that long.
Because it's a high guard.
Yeah, it's not really even in.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how you learn, though, isn't it? You make the mistake, and then you say, hey, the next time I'm out here, I'm not going to do that. We're going to get that rock a little deeper.
And it's the other thing, too, with the placement of corners as well. We've seen over the course of the last couple of years, you can't get out too wide, as you and Linda say. You want to be able to get around a corner with both turns. So final stone here in 5, and again, looking at picking up a couple, Alberta.
Just you.
No stress as as Russ says, no fuss, no muss. 2 for Alberta. They lead 4-1 going to the break.
The M&M Meat Shop's Canadian Juniors are brought to you by Tim Hortons Coffee. Always served fresh within 20 minutes. Always great tasting coffee.
There have been some very compelling matchups over the years here at the Canadian Juniors. However, none more so than the 2009 final in Semifinal, BC. That year, the top seed was a young team from the Ottawa Curling Club, skipped by 19-year-old Rachel Holman. Her opponent that day, the defending champion, 20-year-old Caitlin Laws of Winnipeg. In the end, it was a repeat win for Team Manitoba as Caitlin Laws won the game 7-4. Now, Rachel Holman would go on to win her own title a year later, but what really makes the 09 final so special is where these two careers have gone since then. That young team from Ottawa are now our national champions, and they will be Team Canada at this year's Scotties in Montreal. Caitlin Laws is on Team Canada too, playing third for Jennifer Jones as our Olympic representative in Sochi. In just 5 years, these two young women who stood on the junior podium now represent Canada on our country's two best teams. It makes you wonder where the two teams playing today will be in just 5 years from now. And as you take a look at the names that have won since 2008 in Laws and Holman through Corinne Brown, indeed the likes of a Kelsey Rocque or Kalia Van Osch, or even think about a 15-year-old Mary Frey, who represented Nova Scotia from Chester, just down the road. What a future they have. Alberta leads 4-1 here at the Canadian Juniors, and we are in Liverpool.
The M&M Meat Shop's Canadian Juniors are brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue. Scotties, the perfect touch. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by Ford, proud partner of the Canadian Curling Association for over 20 years.
Alberta skip Kelsey Rocque on the right. The first team All-Star skip, 4 points, 6 points better, percentage points better than any other skip in the competition. And she shows it right here with her first in the fifth.
Oh, we mentioned in the opening, Vic, about she's got all the shots, the high, hard one, lots of rotation, but it's the soft shots that makes these great skips win these type of games. And look at this. We talked about it being straight here. We talked about it being faster today. It'd be so easy to overthrow the shot, just soft enough to get enough curl and hang on the corner for the big deuce.
The key shot is brought to you by Scotties Tissue, the perfect touch of design and softness. As we welcome you back here to the Emera Center. The 5 sheets in play here on this NHL-sized surface. 4-1, it is Alberta leading, and so here in 6, it will be BC. It does have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstones. And
3-4.
we watched the two coaches chatting with
Are we in?
their respective teams, and
It's
Jim
all there,
Newlands,
no. Higher's fine. It's a 3.
who coaches
Here's
the
perfect.
team from Nanaimo and Delta, North Delta. We have to think
Good.
that he said, look, get some stones in play. It's been too easy for them.
Exactly, Vic. You and I talked about it in the break. We talked about at the start of the show. That's exactly what BC had to do. If Chelsea's going to play as well as she has, we have to increase that difficulty even more. And in the important 6th end here, a deuce is paramount here to get back in this game.
Weights little down.
Top 4. Line's good.
And a little deep on that opening rock for Alberta. Claire just sliding a little too far, and that happens so often on arena conditions in that 5th end break.
Right back, go.
out comes the 6-foot brush, and they run it up and down to make sure there's no frost, and it just warms that pebble a fraction, and you get that extra 2.5 feet of speed. Now as the end goes on, it'll get back to its normal speed. Nice situation here for British Columbia. The corner's in a perfect spot. The yellow at the back is a friend.
Room. 5, 6. Room. Whoa. 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 Guys, whoa. Fly move.
Has to climb that center line to make the move.
Gotta move.
7, 8.
Stay close.
It's all there.
Just for line. Stay close. Can you finish? Finish. Yes. Hard. Hard right back. Yeah. Hard. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, here we go. I mean, I don't think we played the first 5 with all first 4 stones in play.
You're right.
And a little bit more aggressive, ignoring, as you say, those stones center line as she goes behind her own guard.
Nice call. Absolutely. I like that. The second corner is being phased out of the game a little bit. You throw 2 corners up. If they're not equidistant to the tee line, then there'll be some type of angle double and maybe remove both. So this is a good call, and they cannot get both reds on one shot here.
You got it there.
Tight.
410.
You see with that very first stone being deep, how it changes things around. If that
410.
yellow was top 4 foot buried,
410.
this would be a more difficult situation for British Columbia. Nice chance here for the 2 early.
3.
Room.
4. Got lots of room. 4.
T3.
Whoa. Gotta move. Stay close.
All there.
Sarah Daniels only at
Guarding
70%. She's been
Might be in.
bitten a
bit.
couple of
Biting.
times with a
Mine's
couple of
fine.
rocks that were a little heavy. And
Tick the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't take much.
Good, Sarah. Good.
There's a nice shot. If the angle's perfect here, you wouldn't be afraid to hit the red, carry them over, and move your yellow. The yellow's not exactly in the best spot for Alberta here with a 3-point lead.
Whoa. Little less weight. Whoa. No. Hard. Whoa. Okay. Good.
just underway here in the 6th. So let's check the numbers after 5.
Well, a big advantage on the numbers and the scoreboard, 4-1, and it's all come from basically the back end. Kelly Brown, 98%, and if you're going to have a third to play that well, when Kelsey rocks the best skip here, that's the formula for a 3-point lead.
Numbers after 5 are brought to you by Tim Hortons, Canada's favorite coffee.
4, 5, 5. We in? It's a bit up.
Yelling 4,
This
5.
one's in.
5 is
Down.
not what they want to hear.
5.
5 means it's into the
You still in?
8-foot area. That's way too
One's a
deep.
5, I think.
Are we
That'd be
can you
coming
freeze
to
it?
it.
Got
They
right
were
here
hoping
then.
for a 3,
Shoot it.
which would be
Yeah.
right about there. There's 4. There's
Yeah,
5.
freeze 'em.
6 all the way to 7.
Okay, this one.
7 being T-line with the number
9.
system.
So out of her hand, you could hear Sarah Daniels thinking that she was all right, but the brushers knew.
Yes.
Or you just nose it. Hey, which one do you like?
I like hitting it. Like nose, right?
You like right
It
out?
does go over top and doesn't jam, yeah.
Is it gonna go over top?
I think it will.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You gotta throw a lot of weight. There's not much separation.
Got to know your angles. Will it go across the top? Absolutely. It'll go this way
Getting one of it.
and miss that yellow one.
You got it, buddy.
The only way you could hit the yellow is if you just papered the top one, papered the second red. But you hit 2/3 of that red, it'll go across the top. Peel weight required.
Really hard.
98% for Keely Brown. And again, that number, not to take anything away from her, somewhat exaggerated by the open play, but there she's unable to squeeze out that BC stone, squirts it over, and it'll sit for shot now, partly covered, but at back of the tee line.
Hit.
What do you guys think draw weight is? I haven't thrown them yet. 9.
Nice chance.
Touch heavier than practice?
Yeah.
Touch heavier than practice. Interesting. It might be slowing down a fraction. Beautiful technique, wonderful balance. You don't get to the Canadian final without having good balance.
Line's good, room. 5. Yeah.
Got to get it by here.
Hard. Hard. Hard for weight. Hard. Okay, wait, good. You're good. You're good. You're by.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Okay.
Firm. Straight back.
Was that just firm or is that more?
When we talk about positioning, that was rock number 1 of the end for Alberta, and that was the second one. Neither one of them are where they wanted. What they wanted was here and then here. Because those rocks aren't there, that's what's caused this problem with the 2 reds sneaking in behind cover. Now they have to run this rock back, which is a little longer run back than you'd like.
Yes.
Once again, Healy, Brown, McDonald, Tully backing off. Rock calling line, and it'll drive it by.
Sorry, buddy.
Shot.
Sweeping dragged it out.
Yeah. Touch less. Even if you bump, it's fine.
You play that. She plays the double.
Yeah.
T. Bump it's fine.
You could guard the easy double. Tight guard, top 12, a little short. So if you play this out, you freeze to the corner. Even if you make it, then there will be an easy double made. Then your red rocks are kind of close together as the end progresses, setting up potential another double for Alberta to get out of the end. 2 doubles and they're out of the end.
5, 6.
Really gotta move.
Lots
Really
of
gotta
7.
move. Like behind.
Still got
Daniels and Sanderson haven't laid a brush to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Good.
For the moment, BC down by 3, sits 3 as we play here in 6.
And those double, Vic, as I just mentioned, and then BC has to deal with it. If they hit it dead on, there will be another double.
Just make that double. Okay, Kelsey.
They first came up with the no-lift delivery. A lot of the juniors were able to create enough speed, but they did it by keeping their throwing arm straight. When you learn at a young age, and it's a 38-pound rock, it's difficult to propel it. So watch what happens now. A lot of these teams will slide out with a fairly straight throwing arm, and then in this case, Kelsey will relax it a little bit. Nice bent arm, and that allows you to have that extension towards the broom and be very accurate.
No. Right off. Not curling. No. Right off.
Okay.
She'll get the top one, remove the backing as well, lose the shooter. Still has BC sitting the 2.
Here we go
have to be
again. You
biting
see
here.
the elbow slightly bent,
Right, 'cause she's canceling
low
there.
wrist.
So we have to be here.
You
She'll
can
have a
easily
double.
add a little bit. Don't add too much. Sometimes you'll pop it out a bit. I don't think she was wide in this situation with just a little bit too much ice. There's the comment pretty straight. They get getting a little bit fooled as the game goes along.
Gotta get at least half 4 on the other side.
Yeah.
I think you get to a 9 even if you get it there.
9? Okay.
Maybe 4.
Is that just the
Got it.
Unless you're right.
the development of the game and the
Do you like
delivery
here?
from what we used to always say was the handshake?
Yeah. Well, it's still a handshake, but you
Even if this is tapped back a bit. she
I
might have
feel
a
it's
double.
easier to do with a backswing, because with the backswing, the rock comes out in the ice and your arm's relaxed.
Yeah, but even if I'm
With the
like
no lift
right here,
delivery, some of the curlers,
I like that.
not these players here, but some of the curlers
Like
tend
right
to
on
straighten their arm
Yeah.
just to get that rock out in front of them. Then you can't extend to that handshake position. So she still had that handshake, but she did it with a relaxed arm. I like that. Just took a fraction too much ice. Not all the time, but on arena conditions, it tends to get straighter as the game goes along.
if we just be half on the yellow, half on the yellow.
Would you like a time?
sit about a 9. Perfect. Is that what I gave you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't say nice. Here, less ice, Sarah. In the 4.
You got a 9.
Could freeze right to the corner here. It's dangerous. If you bounce a little bit, you could set up a triple. But if you ever froze to the corner, you could score your 3 points there.
Wouldn't the conventional play be to try and find a spot where you're sitting 3 and separated?
Yes, yeah, exactly. But that's difficult with that yellow one on the 8-foot.
Okay.
Oh, it's all there.
7, 8. 8, 9.
Can't cue this up on the corner of the red.
Where do you want it?
Get a little piece of that one.
Go, go, go. Hard, 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 hard. Okay. Okay.
That's fine.
It's about was it a 9? Yeah, with your little push. So probably a 4 would have been fine.
There.
Not all bad. It sets up a double, but it'll be a pretty simple shot for 2 after this one lands.
Shot for 2. Hey, you do. Definitely have a shot for 2. You have to. Yeah, yours. Okay.
If you hit the right-hand rock first, you'll make the double stay for shot. If you hit the left-hand one thin enough, I don't think you will. You might slide through to the back of the 8-foot a little bit.
Final stone, Kelsey Rocque. BC does have the hammer. Oh boy.
Okay.
And just pushed it back enough. Just moved it enough.
I think it worked.
You know what, though, Vic? They might have something here.
I hit here.
Right there.
Going.
Right there.
With normal. Yeah.
Right there. If you do it with normal weight, your red one stays there. The red here will stick there. This could be for 3. Wow.
Nose with normal. They should both go. You got it.
The eye of the skipper, huh? There you go.
Yeah, nose with normal.
Kelsey, I thought would throw a little more weight at that, Vic. Speed control made no difference there. The harder you threw it, the better chance you had.
Kelsey Rocque looks on in a little disbelief that she may have left this.
It's really a nose hit.
Wow. 68% coming in.
Clean.
We won't worry about the numbers if she makes this.
Yeah.
Final stone. Has she got the 3 here? Sanderson. Rocque Van Osch. Bang, bang. There they go. BC will score 3. And Kelsey Rocque wondering what just happened. But the more complicated end, the first we've really had. And look what BC does with it. On a mild day here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, after a blizzard midweek, temperatures above freezing, more cold weather, snow on the way, they're saying, for tomorrow and Monday. The 14 teams began play. The top 8 went into the championship pool. These are the teams in the seeding pool. Second year for Nunavut. Take a note of Sarah Colton from the Yukon, finishing with a record of 5-4. And we will see Sarah and her team at the Scotties as they will represent Yukon Northwest Territories after they beat Kerry Galusha in the playdown 6-4. One note of change there. Chelsea Duncan will come in to throw the third stones. Now, let's go back quickly to 2006. New Brunswick's Andrea Kelly. Today, Andrea Crawford made her first Scotties appearance. Crawford was the last junior-aged skip to play at the Scotties. And next week in Montreal, as we mentioned, Sarah Colton will be added to that list of junior age skips to play as Scotties, and our coverage of Ben begins next week. And we will see Andrea Crawford representing New Brunswick as she plays Allison Ross, who for a second straight year will represent Quebec, and that will be our opening day coverage next Saturday from the Maurice Richard Arena in Montreal. So what a big end that was. 3 for BC to tie it at 4 as we go to 7, and it will be Alberta that has the last rock playing the Yellowstones.
That's the fascination of this sport. You know, Alberta full marks to be up 4-1 made it look easy, to be honest. Not a lot of tough shots being forced by the British Columbia team. All of a sudden, get a corner guard around. Alberta started off with a light draw and a heavy draw, which we illustrated. That forced a run back. And then the only real error, I think, from the skipper was not throwing enough weight on that double. It was an easy double, so she just threw in her comfort zone the normal weight, but any more speed that doubles made, and wow, ball game now.
5.
We were listening in to the two coaches, and it was Jim Newlands, who coaches this BC side, and said, you know, if you feel comfortable, mix it up. And that's exactly what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what you have to do against the top teams nowadays. And we talked quite a bit about Kelsey Rocque's week, but the whole Alberta team's strong. And the only way you're going to stop them is to put enough pressure on them, and that's what BC just did.
There is Jim Newlands. And then right beside it is Amanda Dawn Coderre. Interesting how things overlap. Amanda is a former Western champion of BC back in 2004. Her third that year, Val Sweeting. And Val will represent Alberta at this year's Scotties.
Well, having a wonderful run at the pre-trials and played well at the trials, and they will be a force to reckon with at the Scotties next week.
Little interesting, isn't it, when you watch just a person's demeanor on the ice. When you take a look at Kalia Van Osch, the skip for BC, the eyes are a little bit more. She's more into the game. She's darting around. They're a little bit of a jump, and that's what 3 points will do for her.
No kidding. Gonna scrape this one by.
No.
Oh, now it's going to bounce open.
And slips to the back edge of the 4.
Really good weight.
Just been a little bit of a
I think feel it.
little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Sometimes in these big games, you start aiming at the shot you're going after as opposed to the skip's broom. You try to point it a little bit, try to get more curl around the guards, and just carved onto that front one. Nice try. Good speed control.
Hard. Whoa. Clean.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clean.
Clean.
Right out, Claire. Clean.
I'm like sitting on it.
Yep. Right to it.
95?
Now, as much as BC wants to mix things up,
Okay, right here.
if you're Alberta now, having just given
to it.
up 3, do you want to be a little bit more defensive here and try to keep it clean?
Yeah, I would, especially when you look at the number on the scoreboard, which is number 7. If you blank 7, you could hammer an 8. If you can score, even if single an 8, you technically could hammer an 8 and 10, 2 out of 3 hammers. But what so often happens when you give up a big end, you want to get that all back in one fell swoop. So you got to be a little careful here, Alberta.
Hard. Keep going. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Really good. Keep it on the wrong side.
if you could, they might not see the shot, but if you come down here with some speed, kick the red out, what you'll do is move your own yellow over, and then this rock will be released.
Right now.
Yeah.
If you hit the top one, you're wasting your own yellow.
Like a top kind of way to do that.
That's not bad.
Or we can nose this.
Yeah, I was
And
looking
then
at
hope
that too.
sets up a double once they hit that. That's Amanda.
I think if you nose this, they won't have it.
Sorry, what?
If you nose this, I don't think they'll have the double. They'll be pretty even.
I mean, like, if we nose it, then they do this, then hope they set us up.
Yeah,
for double.
yeah.
This isn't.
I don't mind that. Yeah,
It's just a little harder.
it's really tough. Yeah.
That's Amanda.
Do you want to call time? Okay.
So timeout being called, and that will bring Amanda Dawn Kader to the ice. Each team given 2 timeouts.
But I can't throw a lot more than like back 4 weight, right?
Moving this red one without moving the yellow is virtually impossible. So this is the shot I just drew. If you could just throw normal weight, that one's gone.
Is there?
Kick that yellow over. If you could get that yellow into here,
What are we thinking?
and you're throwing rock
I don't know,
here,
we're looking at this.
If I do this, does
And
it
this
catch
can be
this one a
removed.
little bit and get it away?
I don't think so.
I don't think
you
so.
go underneath it.
As Kader comes to the ice, she
No, I think you'll catch
also
it. You'll definitely
played
catch it.
in an Alberta final.
Will it go up
She used to
though?
play with Jessie Kaufman, and they
You
lost
definitely catch it. You won't.
to
you'll
Heather
definitely hit it.
Nedowin in the Alberta final of
It's not going underneath.
2012.
I don't mind just hitting and rolling over there.
That was kind of my
That's
instinct.
what, this one's in the way though, is what we're saying.
But even if you
But if you catch it, then
If you catch it and
that's
pop
not
it over,
bad,
that's
right?
not terrible.
You almost said you just wanted to catch it.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't catch it, awesome. Hit there. And if it does, awesome.
It's definitely catching it. That's for sure.
All right, and then it
But
moves it
it's
away.
not bad.
It's fine.
Just the farther it goes.
even if you move it though, that's not terrible because then that red one becomes open for you guys, right? To hit, to get rid of eventually.
exactly.
Yeah. Because that 5's killing us right
The
now.
5 is killing you. And I think the best way of doing that is moving your 2 across. So even if you hit the 2, bump your 2 across and keep it over there so that you've established both. She's obviously going to hit one.
So play it tighter. Like play it tight here. To roll. Yeah.
How much weight? A lot of weight or lighter weight?
Easy. It runs
I think
pretty
you gotta
straight.
play it
I think easy, yeah.
It
'cause
runs pretty straight.
You got to get your roll.
Okay.
Okay, let's go, ladies.
Okay.
as the official says time's up, and Amanda Dawn Kader will head back to the bench.
Really nice discussion. They were worried about that top red BC rock, but it's tough to do anything with that. You could peel it and lose all your yellows. But this way, if this rock's executed, wonderful decision making, I think, at the end. You can actually have 3 yellow in play. That's object 1. But if they could ever kick that one over, they're in good shape here. Tough shot though.
Alberta third,
Easy down.
Keely Brown.
Whoa! No. Clean it, yep. Whoa! Whoa! Yes, yes!
Jump on her, McDonald. Tully trying to hold it. Jump on her. And she'll just spill her own. She caught her own first. Got rid of the BC stone. Interestingly enough, that stone they touched is now corner frozen.
Yeah, a wee bit fortunate. They got the result they wanted, better than the result they wanted, but they did it off their own. They were supposed to miss that and kick it across. But look at that, Vic. You're right. Kicking that yellow separates them, and it's glued on that back red one. They've turned a pretty poor situation into a great one here.
Yep. Yep. Whoa! Yeah! Yes! Whoa! 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 Yeah!
Marika Van Osch.
Hard! 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 Hard!
Boy, look at this. Look at this. As it slides in behind, I'm not sure though if there may be a double there. Do you think?
Oh, for sure. There's definitely double. They just have to decide how they want to hit this one. There's 2 ways to make this double.
Cross!
Hey, buddy, you got this.
They're hitting it on the high side. I like that because if they can hit the shot rock right through to the skipper, they might save both yellows, Vic. If you played the double the other way, you'd definitely jam on that back yellow. So they might be able to protect the back yellow here if they make this double.
Really hard. Really hard.
Really hard. McDonald, Tully, bang, bang, and they bang it on the nose. They'll kill their own at the back. And for the moment, BC without last rock, sitting one.
Sorry. That's okay. Just really sorry,
A little tight on that one.
We do that. We do that. Ours isn't going.
I wonder if that's,
You could probably get second shot out of
I wonder if that's nerves as well. You know,
Even if
you get in the sevens, you're 4-4, and you start to tighten up. You don't get out to the stone quite as much.
Isn't the worst if we're up there?
Yeah, your eyes tend to look at the target as opposed to the broom sometimes too. And good chance to steal. This could be very pivotal because if you ever miss the guard, maybe a chance to sit 2 yellow.
Well, what a difference that sixth was. She came in curling 68% at that point in time, but that roll by Alberta's Kelly Rocque left this. Bang, bang. And she got them all to score 3. And we are tied at 4 now as we play in 7. Alberta with last rock.
Or triple even. Because that 2 jams, right? That's a 2.
If I knows that, I could get rid of both reds.
Nose little to the
Nose
right.
little to the right, yeah.
8. It's all there. 9. All there.
They're going right in. I thought they're going to throw the center guard. There's nothing wrong with this call. They just can't set up that red double.
Whoa. No, guys, no.
I'm trying to take it in. That's fine. Didn't move, eh? 75.
Maybe not.
Just not the way to miss that. Anything deep would have worked, and now
Half a rock, I
could be
think.
returning the
It's
favor,
a lot
Vic.
harder.
Yeah.
That red goes. If you're perfect, this red goes.
It curls this way pretty good.
Both yellows stay. Your shooter stays somewhere, and you could technically sit 3 here.
It's not going to hurt us because they're already shot, and the worst they're going to be, it'll jam on our 2. And our 2's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I think try it.
Just off nose on that side, right?
Yeah. Just gonna
Yeah, that's what we're
Nose?
talking about.
Pretty much nose.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, pretty much nose, honestly. It'll hit off this, and that'll go too, right?
Okay.
With firm?
Yeah. Okay, this one curls lots.
Okay.
Firm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fraction high side, maybe at 1 o'clock as opposed to 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock might do it. What a nice opportunity.
And you go back to the shot they made where that yellow spilled over to be corner frozen.
Yeah,
Because it goes nowhere now.
that's right. And that was a decision in the timeout that worked out quite well. Can't miss this really high side. You might jam the red one. So you got to hit at least 3/4 of your own. Stay in the routine here.
Beat him up. Oh, oh. Oh, no, right off. Hard, hard,
And now needs to sit down over there. Boy, he just may have come back to just remain in play, biting the edge of the 12.
I'm surprised it made it.
Yeah, me too. It was
Just
really a
not
lot.
getting any curl here. I'd like to hear what she says.
It's a spread.
I've been fooled in that spot a couple times.
The last thing she said,
Worked. I'm still surprised, yeah.
yeah, she
I
thought it
had a lot
would
of weight
curl
though.
lots,
Like I threw
remember?
a lot.
Because I was thinking if anything, be tight and just pick the red one out there.
Yeah.
Make,
Oh, look at him in his morphs it.
Yeah, they're gonna hit for 2.
Okay, we got it. I can.
They didn't sit 3, but they also didn't set up a situation. There might have been a double or triple. So to roll where they did, they got a great chance at the deuce here. Nice bent throwing arm also. There's no play with the handle.
The key too is where this ends up, right?
Yeah.
No, no. Stay close. No.
Because that outside biter may still come into play here.
Throw, Kalia.
She does well to roll it away.
Yes, exactly. Could have set up a double for 3. You're right. Nice spot to roll too, because they played this spot. They certainly know what it does here. There's not a pile of movement, but any roll at all, you're only scoring your single.
Just knows it.
You got it, buddy. Take your time.
Take your time.
Medium.
Final stone. Alberta.
Yeah, clean, yeah.
Kelsey Rocque here in 7.
Yeah. 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 Right up. Clean. Right to it.
Right on the nose. No roll. And that's what they get. So after giving up 3 in 6, Alberta replies with a couple to regain the lead. Women's final here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Welcome back to Liverpool, Nova Scotia. It's the women's final M&M Meat Shops Canadian Juniors. Alberta with a couple in 7 to take a 6-4 lead. So it will be British Columbia that has the last rock playing the Redstones here in the 8th. They started playing for a women's junior championship back in 1971 in Vancouver. Earlier we talked with Jill Mauser, one of 3 Nova Scotia teams to win. Meredith Doyle, Kay Smith also. Saskatchewan is the leading province with 11 wins since 71.
No, this is good.
But this final is between BC and Alberta. Alberta lead, Claire Tully.
Line's pretty good.
We
Lead's good.
rewind here. Claire went deep in the 6th end, 2 ends ago, and then came up a little light and left a little bit of room for BC. This time a hair light, which is a smart spot to put her first one. So they're going to try to tap it back a little bit.
Yep.
Whoa. I'll just stay going that way.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Another corner.
We talked earlier about the parity
I think it's just covering that.
in women's
right
junior
here.
curling.
Yeah. Back spine. Okay. A little more. Okay. You got it.
There. Now she gives me a more.
You can see that just how good it's been. So now we need the Yukon, the Territories, and a Nunavut eventually to pick up a
7.
Canadian Women's
All
Junior
room. All
title.
there. Really? Gotta move, guys.
She thought Sarah Colton might be the one to come through this week. But such a roller coaster for that team. Off to their very first Scotties, and there's just been a lot of curling all at once.
Yeah, Colton and the team will head right to Montreal. No sense in going home.
Little Alberta grouping of rocks is going to help BC here generate a deuce. They could freeze one in there later if they'd like to.
Yes!
Yeah.
Boy, right out of her hand. Taylor McDonald is picked up by
Clean.
Keely Brown and Claire Tully.
Good throw.
Not overthrown on that peel. It's nice to see. It's you can get out of your comfort zone no different than a game of golf where you want to hit that 5-iron as far as the 4-iron is supposed to go, and just throw within yourself. Beautiful peel weight.
Three. 3, 4.
Whoa. Whoa. Just 3. Your line's getting better.
All there.
Still
Stay
there.
close, guys. Stay.
Still there.
Still there.
Coming down a bit.
Yep. Yep. Hard finish. Hard. Hard. Keep going. Yep. Hard. Hard right up. Hard right up. Good.
Go, Sarah.
On the left, Ed, Cindy, yeah, well, I suspect that he's going to be doing a lot of that. Here, of course, watching his 2 daughters, and then in Montreal, watching Kelsey skip the BC champions
Sorry, Cal.
at the Scotties.
That's okay. Good throw.
And then, of course, there's Shauna and Paul Rocque.
Same weight.
Detect a shade less stress in the team that's 2 up.
Yeah.
Long way to go, though.
A little less.
2. Yep. 2. Go hard then. You got room. Got room. Room. Line's getting better.
Continuing to guard that back 12-foot stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard. Hard. Hard right up. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Good, Sarah.
Whoa. Clean. Clean.
A little bit of hurry up here, you're noticing with Alberta. Already having used a timeout. And as we play here in 8, their time is a little short.
Little bump is fine.
Hey, right,
Top 12.
Interesting situation here. You can't leave those yellows there forever, but it's also to the BC advantage to freeze one in there. Could play the simple double, sit 2. Very aggressive call here. I like it.
Line's good.
And again, it's where the game is,
3, 4.
or how far the game has come in junior play.
Yes,
I could ignore that and just say,
it's true.
No. 1, 4, 5. Line's good.
Weight's good.
Whoa.
You have to have confidence in that person in the hack. Try not to bump this.
and she does. I mean,
Good throw.
it is little sis. Kalia skipping is 20.
I don't mind this one right out.
Marika is 17.
Everybody got it.
The only unfortunate part now is it's tough to raise that red and make both yellows go away.
Hard. Really hard. Really hard. Hard for the roll up. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Right out, Tay.
It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
No, not going away, but Alberta is sitting the 3 without last rock.
Right to it.
Okay.
Key line.
More weight.
Yeah, here more. Line's a bit tight.
5, 6. Line's pretty
got
good. Room.
Room, yeah. Room.
Right to it, guys.
Gotta go. Yeah.
Hard.
Hard. Hard. Hard. Keep going. Hard.
Hard. You got
Right
it.
back. Right back. Hard.
Hard.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, well done, Sanderson
Good.
and Daniels to keep it alive and avoid the rub on the stone top 8. It sits back there now for second shot.
Beautiful line. Good call by the skipper of being as patient as possible, getting maximum curl. You don't want to tick that yellow in behind.
Okay, just go around it. Right.
The yellow is shot here. So
15.
Alberta will try to freeze right on top, sit the 2. A force to a single would be a small victory for Alberta.
Got a lot of room.
Skip stones an 8.
Lots of room. Lines.
No, weight's good.
Whoa. Lots of room. Whoa, really got to
Weight's
curl.
up.
Weight's up.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, Kelsey.
Kelsey. Rocque. Very heavy
Shoot.
with her first as we check the player numbers in the 2 skips.
We talked about Kelsey all week being the top skip. She's the top skip again today, and a big advantage until now. This last shot changes things up big time. A really good opportunity for a couple points for British Columbia.
Player numbers are brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
That top one's out of play.
That's fine.
Okay.
Like just coming around it. Right. I mean, this is here. This one ends up here.
I feel like, what if he just knows it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hit half here. This one goes here.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. And then my other one will be sitting here.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just like normal.
So like normal to like control and
Control.
make sure
Just so
it
this
sits.
one hangs around.
What kind of way?
Control.
Okay.
Good call again. Tap this red one up. It's not that hard a shot. Just anything high side, you stick for 2.
And make sure your nose.
You play the come around, Vic. You're not shot rock right now if you're British Columbia. So if you freeze, Alberta freezes, you're forced to a single. So this way you sit 2 with only one Alberta rock to come.
Yeah, you got it.
Nose.
Right nose is perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nose.
Saw the
Right
shot
on
run
nose. Okay, you got it,
extremely
Claire.
straight
Okay.
for Alberta.
Follow the yellow?
Kelsey's
Yeah, okay.
raise her first
Okay,
rock 2
Claire,
ends
you
ago.
got it.
So.
It's not easy to watch.
Control.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Down by 2.
Hard. Hard.
Kalia Van Osch her first.
Hard. Hard.
Hard. Right up.
Right up. Right up. Right up. Good shot. Nice throw, Clea.
Good.
That'll get the bells ringing. Sitting 2.
Dad said perfect, and it was. That's a really nice spot because it actually covers the back rock a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Distracted. Easy release, too.
Kelsey's had 2 draws coming this direction deep.
Okay, just right down to it. Okay. Just
Freeze
a
to the
touch.
face of it, or if you ever get the line, you could brush it and roll
15.
it, get it actually buried here. It's up to the 3rd to make that call as it's coming into the rings.
Now you've just thrown one and you've been heavy. What do you think Kelsey Rocque is feeling right now?
My guess is she'll be able to dial back. She's done it all week, but it is extremely fast today.
Weights down.
Okay, line's good. Line's good.
Gotta go.
Line's
Uh-oh.
good.
Maybe pulling the string a
Line's
little
really
bit.
good. Yep, hard line.
Could be right, Vic.
Tully McDonald, here they go.
Hard. Really hard.
She take too much off this.
Hard.
Take too much off this.
Hard.
And it will spill to the top and not enough. And there's your chance for 3.
Incredible.
Good sweep. Sorry, bud.
We've got
had to throw less weight. You commend her to do that, but just took that pound off.
It's got to be
throw it here. We haven't thrown anything out here.
It would have probably been T.
We're not really sure about the weight.
Have we gone out far on this side?
I just don't want to push them in.
I like just the draw.
Which side of the sheet do you like?
Kalia, you don't like just the draw?
No, we're just talking which side. I just don't want to mess with that. I mean, I can draw here, but I'm going really far out. I think
drawing
it's pretty
there.
small.
Yeah,
sure
where
you
do
give
you
yourself
go,
lots of
Russ?
ice.
I mean, you haven't played out here.
Yeah, I can end up here, right? I'll just give it a little
I think the
extra.
easiest shot's the one they're going to call here, Vic, is going out
Go edge. Shouldn't
this
throw
way
too much.
and moving it in that way. You
I
get
think
a
edge
little
should be
more room
fine.
here. You could try out here,
It's like
but
an 8.
you're so far out. You're almost onto the sideboards
out here?
where your broom position be. Who knows what the speed is? The only other option
Right, we need full 8 foot out
you
here.
could actually hit that
Full
and
8
roll
foot.
in, but you can't kick this rock very far. And if you hit it too thick, your throwing rock will
shouldn't
end up
curl
in
too
that
hard.
area. It'll kick off your own. So
You guys think
this,
about 8?
this is the best
8,
shot.
9?
Heavier out here to start, and then it should curl in.
All right, let's make this good.
Okay, like you can.
And this again is where I'm impressed with the top teams. They realize they haven't been out here for 2 hours. This has to be a shade slower, not a lot slower, but it has to be shade enough that you have to throw a hair more if you're the thrower and give it to the brushers.
Sarah Daniels
Weight's pretty
holding
good.
the brush, has it
All there right now, all
outside
there.
the edge of the
Just slow down.
12.
Whoa line.
Yeah, it's not even moving out here, guys.
Rocque Van Osch, Ashley Sanderson.
It's going through.
Okay.
Is it through?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a
fine.
little hot.
It's fine, Kalia. No worries.
That's fine.
Boy, this is a big opportunity missed, though. My goodness.
2 red.
You had a chance for 3, you settled for 2, and we're all tied. Back and forth we go.
We're on the edge. It's almost
2 to
clear
play.
out there. Yeah, we could have thrown in the middle of the 8 foot.
It's now time for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. After this game, go to www.finalend.ca and enter the secret word for a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip for 2 to the 2015 Tim Hortons Briar. Prize includes tickets to the Briar, hotel and airfare. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. So go to finalend.ca.
So let's play smart. Let's make sure we take an extra deep breath. We've got tons of time on the clock. Okay? Communicate the weight and be positive out here and stay as a unit. Okay? Let's go.
Amanda Dawn Kader in her little chat with the Alberta team out of the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton. The championship trophies out of the corner of your eye. You see those, you want to ignore them
It's not bad.
as we welcome you back to Liverpool, Nova Scotia and the Amera Center. This women's final of the Canadian Juniors.
Weight's good.
We are
Line's
tied
good. Yep.
at 6.
Yep. Hard finishing.
And here in this 9th, it is Alberta
Hard, really hard.
that does have the last rock playing the yellow stone. Centerline guard goes up, and around comes the Alberta lead, Claire Tully.
Just over half, maybe. Just
Like
over
this
half.
or just here? Can you just go to it? Yep.
3
That's
choices
fine.
here, Vic. You can hit it out, which isn't easy. If you ever roll out, that's not good in this situation. You can
Just a little more.
freeze, obviously, which is the call they're going to play, or you can actually throw up that second guard. The guard can't be removed. It can be moved, but not removed yet. And you'd have double red BC guards that could force
7.
a possible force here in the end, because that's what BC's trying to do. They're trying to force Alberta to a single here.
Gotta be here. Line's good. Line's really nice. Gotta be to it. Hard. Right to it. Hard. Right to it. Go, go, go. Hard. Yes. Hard. Yes. Hard to it. Yes. Hard, 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 hard. Whoa, whoa. Good. 94. Same weight. Okay.
I'm going to go up inside here, trying to drag the play away. Red one's in a pretty nice spot.
Room, lots of room right now.
Got quite a bit of weight. Should be okay.
Okay, line's getting better.
inside out. We always talk
It's a
about it.
back
It's
seat.
so fast here.
Already there. Okay.
Well brushed by staying away from it. It's so tempting in a tie game Canadian final to get on that early. That could have easily slipped through the rings.
Control. Like you can, Sarah. No. Just. No. Stay close. Yep. Hard. Hard. Yeah. Good roll. Good. Go.
Lig Krebiazik is here and coaching Nunavut for a second straight year. It's going to be a busy time for her too, because the next week she will be in Montreal and playing for Ontario and the team from Listables, skipped by Allison Flaxey. If you want to join us in Montreal, there's the place to go, curling.ca/tickets at the Maurice Richard Arena. And very convenient to get to using the Metro.
Even if you just pick that one out.
We've already got our fares, have we? And we're just ready to go.
Went up 25 cents, Vic, I think, from
I
last
think it is.
year.
It's $3
Yeah.
now. A
Yeah.
single fare.
I
You're
like
better to
that.
buy the pass.
Are going normal? Okay.
I like control better.
Normal or control?
I like control.
Okay, either. Go control, Sarah.
Okay, you got it, Sarah. Like you can. Can't wait.
Real cat and mouse end here.
Little more.
BC
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
bite. They went for
yeah.
the back one.
Yeah.
Knowing Alberta had to peel the guard. Now a chance to take it out and sit two.
Hard.
Can't hit your own here.
Oh, you're on ours. You're on
Yikes.
ours. Okay,
Okay, Sarah.
that's fine.
And
That's fine.
Sarah's had her struggles today. Sarah Daniels for BC.
Tight? Just a little tight, yeah.
It was an all or nothing shot. It was a tough one, too.
I didn't think that was that tight. How much tight?
You're just sliding tight, so it just kind of starts off. Yeah, your release is fine. Yeah.
Medium.
Now, if you're an Alberta cheerleader here, this is a real good situation. You can sit two. Even if something goes wrong, you've still got the blank available.
Stop kicking.
Right where there's a huge scratch. So just walk past it, so clean it.
So think
Thanks.
scoreboard if you're a skip here. You can play the
Firm
double,
control.
get some nice applause from the crowd.
Okay, guys, nice little
But the
hit roll.
smarter play would be to hit this and roll on top. Try to get some type of air out of Alberta, so that you can sit two and force Alberta to a single here. That's exactly what they're playing. Softer weight, hit 2/3, roll on top.
Hard.
Marika Van Osch.
Whoa. Yeah. Hard. Hard. Anything hard.
Quite. Quite.
Rolling away here. Just under normal weight to get across the face and save the thrown rock.
Whoa, clean. Close, yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Sorry. Little clear.
Yeah, clear, hard clear, hard clear.
Nicely done by Keely Brown to roll it away. To sit two with last rock. Alberta playing yellow here in 9.
They don't look fancy, but Alberta's done that about 4 times this game, Vic. They're controlling the rock they've thrown. It's so important.
Yeah.
No chance of a double at this point, with only 3 BC rocks to go this end.
Normal.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. No.
Yes. Hard. Whoa.
Oh boy. And it slides underneath. That take off on them?
That's happened twice with that rock, and if she's still throwing in the same order, Marika's had a lot of curl with that rock. It happened. She missed 3 times, slightly narrow, and they've had 2 curl. You can tell by the brushing call. It's like, whoa, looks good, and all of a sudden
And
they're
then bang,
panicking.
it goes.
You wonder if that rock's a little bit sharper.
And so that it just catches at a certain point. It's not a consistent, it just, at a certain rotation, it goes.
It's just at that break point as the weight comes off, it'll start to move. We're only talking, in that case, maybe quarter inch at most to make it roll that little too far. That's unfortunate for British Columbia.
Sit down.
Okay.
Wow, just hangs on. And now look at the predicament.
Just hit 2, yep.
You can hit and roll across towards the double, but it's going to jam.
Or 2? Yeah, we just stopped in time, I think. From here, it looks like it.
Well, she's fixing it.
You did,
Fine.
just
Good.
in time.
You like this? And we're shot. Right, if we
control,
just
just
sit
hit a
here,
little
we're
bit
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, more. Control.
This is also about the 3rd time in the game that British Columbia's had a realistic chance at making a POA double, but they cannot because of the angles.
Yeah, you got it. Control. All right. Like the Kangla. You got it.
Sit nose. Just off nose.
Yep.
If you could ever shave past the red, leave the red in play, and hit and stay on top, it would make Chelsea's next shot difficult.
Hair down. Yep. Hard. Yes. Hard. 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 Hard.
Want to avoid this jam now.
Yeah. Hard. Hard. Go. Go.
Pop it by.
Hard out, Sarah.
And all the way out the back. Only in Alberta.
A little down.
In a pretty good spot here.
Okay.
Straight. Hers is really hung, yeah. So easy. Okay.
You know, we often talk so often about that controlled weight. But are there situations, and I'm not sure if that would have been one of them, but you play the up weight, a little more weight
You got it, buddy. Take time.
to do the job just because of the fact that there is the curl involved when you play the down
Well,
weight.
sure, yeah. If you obviously any lighter at all, she jammed it. So you're right, a little more. But in that particular case, she was trying to hit it and not roll very far. And she overcurled. She was a little bit tight out of her hand. But the softer weight was a good idea.
And if you play the up weight, you're going to lose the shooter.
You're going
right?
to roll. If you hit it in the desired spot, it's going to roll too far.
Then never mind.
Oh, this is that much heavier.
Okay.
And there
Okay.
is opportunity lost.
Straight. Good two.
What happens a lot, especially under pressure, Vic, is British Columbia threw it so soft, as we just documented, and then Kelsey's looking at that going, well, that curled quite a bit, but you don't take into consideration how light it was actually thrown. So if you don't duplicate it, yours is going to run that much differently. And I think she's hitting the broom today, but just not curling as much as they thought.
Well, there you see the Nova Scotia team that lost, will go home with the bronze medal. They lost earlier today. All the 14 women's teams that were here are here in Liverpool, will be part of the closing ceremonies and the medal presentation at the conclusion of this women's final.
Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Clean it. Clean. Yep. Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Straight up. Hard. Yeah. Good. Shot.
And so now we'll look for the blank, Alberta and Kelsey Rocque to take the last rock, take the hammer to 10 in a 6-6 tie.
Don't want to fix my mic. It's just like off.
Well, there we go.
I'm not the only one having mic issues.
Yeah, we do appreciate all the athletes wearing the microphones for us, and sometimes they start to come loose. But everything appears to be okay, so thank you again.
know, the spot here, there is curl hog line in, but nothing drastic. Keep the weight up.
Firm. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. 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 Clean. Clean. Clean.
Right at the target and followed it halfway down the sheet. For the blank, Alberta and Kelsey Rocque. They'll try to win it.
All right,
Kalia Van Osch will try to steal.
It's now time for today's secret word. The secret word is Bonspiel. Go to finaln.ca and enter this word for your chance to win.
6-6 as we go to 10 here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, and the M&M Meat Shops. Women's Canadian Junior Final, and it will be Alberta that does have the last rock playing the Yellowstones. The BC lead is Ashley Sanderson, and this is where
Might have to go a bit. Room.
it doesn't matter what
Taking a
sport,
three. Gotta be tight, guys. Line's good.
whether you're playing a junior level, whether you're
Take a
playing at
look.
the senior
Tight,
level,
Tight, tight, right tight. Right tight, go, go, go. Line's
you
really
have
good.
to somehow control
Line's
that
really good.
emotion.
Yep.
And you were saying to me that
Right,
you saw a little nervousness in both skips.
Oh, for sure, and there has to be. You wouldn't be human if you weren't nervous in this situation. You just have to say to yourself, we've had a great year. We've won our respective province, which is an accomplishment in itself. We've made it to the final two in a stellar field. One shot doesn't make a career here, and you have to just stay in the moment, stay in your routine, and just try the best you can. That's all you can possibly ask for. But both skips have struggled with draw weight, Vic, and it's a little quicker. You know the adrenaline's flying, and that's a bad combination. So if I'm BC, I'm trying to force a finesse shot out of the other skipper. And it's close to going out.
Nice shot.
Boy, oh boy, did you see that spin back? Kalia was over top, but that rock just seemed to grab and spin away from the bumper.
Looked like it was going to spin the other way, actually, because it's basically an in-turn for a right-handed curler. Sometimes that'll kick towards the boards. Just as it stopped, like you say, Vic.
And then it just right there goes, okay, I'm going away.
Shot.
Room. Whoa, gotta move.
Got lots of room.
Whoa.
If anything, Sarah in front.
Cross the line, guys. No. 3.
There's like no line on that.
Okay, bring it
Hard
tight.
to center. Hard to
Hard.
center. Hard to center.
We'd love it on the center, but it's going to be close. Just make sure you get it the right depth.
Right to center.
yeah.
Go, go, go. Push, 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 push,
Right
push.
up. Good, Ashley.
Go, Ashley. Maybe you should have stepped down.
I know, I was standing here and I'm like, I probably should have.
Same thing.
Same thing. Claire Tully.
The other way. Yeah, hard.
Plan B.
Yeah.
They wanted to cross it, but with that extra weight, it's not going to curl, so they're going to try to keep it on the high side. There's a lot of speed here.
Okay, Claire.
And they'll mark it and out the back, so it'll come back.
Hi, Sarah. All right, just over.
You're too funny.
What?
We haven't had a steal in this game yet, Vic, but
Like,
now the opportunity is available. Throw up the second guard.
First one, too.
Needs to be a
I was thinking
double
of it.
peel and roll away to open things up for Alberta.
Just over.
This is one of the hardest shots in curling.
over.
Is the ice changing? If it, I don't
Whoa.
think it is,
Just
but if it
over.
is, it'll be slower in this
Over
particular
off.
spot.
Yeah, it's gotta go.
You're trying to keep it as high as you can. Sometimes you'll hog these.
Good. Over off. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, no. Okay.
Nice speed, but not a great angle.
And remind us
Okay.
the reason these are so important rather than separating them, you want them in a line.
Exactly, because if there's a straight line on these reds, you run it straight back to make the double. It's the only thing you can do. Then your yellow stays, so at least there's a rock usable for the team that's trying to steal. This way, if the double's ever made, the shooter's long gone.
Just stay chill. Nice shot.
Oh, like that.
Taylor McDonald.
Perfect speed control, lots of rotation. Look at that thrown yellow, the way it goes. And now, all of a sudden, the odds change dramatically in Alberta's favor.
And again, that raised stone just explodes off and goes sideways.
Touch more. Halfway. Whoa.
Room.
Half is good.
Room.
Whoa.
Line's good.
Whoa line.
Line's good.
Whoa.
On center. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good.
Good throw.
We're tied at 6, playing 10, and so the game story so far.
Well, well-curled game. It started a little slow out of hitting, but once they got into shape, Alberta made 3 easy deuces, which made the big difference here. One little mistake, chipped on a guard, and they controlled that throughout the end to keep those deuces alive. The draw percentage just not right where they want it to be for BC.
And the game story brought to you by M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best, and certainly not the best game for Kalia Van Osch when it comes to a draw game. She just hasn't had the touch. Now, granted, she hasn't thrown very many.
No, that's right, yeah.
But not much field there.
Yep.
A bit higher.
It's funny, too. It's a type of sport because she made a wonderful come-around out-turn in the 11th end this morning to win this game. Put it right on the X and then use that rock to be raised to win the game. So, you know, you might be different rocks, a little bigger crowd. You get that little greasier feel. It's nobody's been light, Vic. There's only been that one in the 8th end that came up a hair light. It actually wrecked.
Whoa. Up here's fine. Up here's fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good. Good shot. Good.
Keely Brown playing third stones in the 10th of a 6-6 tie to determine the Canadian Junior Women's Curling Champion.
Yep.
Move this around a little bit. Get it off the center line.
Side. A little deeper. Yeah.
You don't want to give a great athlete the exact same look, that same shot twice. Find a spot in the ice, might be a little straighter. Chances are they're going. If it's right on the center line, they're going to hit and move it a bit anyway. So just get it off the line.
Line's tight. Yeah. Just halfway. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's exactly what they're doing. That's going to slide right across the line.
That's fine. It's fine. Whoa. Okay, that's good. Good weight. Yep. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Clean. Good throw.
Boy, that double really turned it around.
Did it ever? Did it ever? What a wonderful shot.
Yeah, one, and then you've got something to hide behind.
She's gonna miss, but if she's not gonna miss, I can throw back rings and hope she noses. If she noses, then I freeze. She doesn't nose though. Well, I have to get her to miss it somehow, right? That's the only way this is.
Timeout.
So only thing I can say is I can throw another guard. I don't think she's gonna miss. Or peel.
If you throw it in the back ring, she's going to peel it anyways.
Yeah.
You might get lucky and she hangs around. I think you need to put the center guard back up again, and with your last one, come around this little corner over here, make her draw.
Okay.
Right. She hasn't drawn in quite a while, so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So center and then come around.
Center.
Okay.
Whatever you said, it's awesome.
No, we have to go. Oh, we can go.
Do you like the thought process from BC coach Jim Newlands?
There's two choices. They were talking about going back ring, let's say back 8 foot right on the center line, hoping that Alberta hits it dead on. Then you freeze and you're shrinking the scoring area a little bit.
420?
But what they're hoping is an error out of this shot is the first hope, and then they've got a center guard to come around.
They're both up here.
If not, they're going to try to sneak over to that yellow corner area and make it a little more difficult.
Have time. Sarah, can I have my broom? I'll do this at least once a game. Pardon? You got it? Yeah. She does it every
Mom and Dad,
Oh, be careful.
Cindy,
She's bad at
and
aiming.
Van Osch.
Okay, you got it, Claire. All right. Nice halfway guard.
I think the interesting point is if this is peeled off, Vic, is where do you put that last one? Because Kelsey has been the best skip all week, and she's missed a couple draws also. So do you put it in the edge of the 12 foot of the side of the 8 foot and make her draw?
Could be in. 4.
It's in.
Yeah. No. Come down.
In's not good.
3 and 4.
It's coming
You're
down.
in.
Go back.
If it's in, it's got to be back.
It's
And
not.
you
back.
gotta
It's
be
not
back.
There's no way it's back. Okay, whoa. Fighter. Okay. It's fine.
To the top edge of the 12
You know what
foot.
she knows as I go around? Yeah. She peels like around the far side, right? So.
It's a little desperate here to go around that yellow stone she's talking about.
Yeah, man. Where do you put the broom? What's the
Yeah.
speed? That's
not a lot of.
All of the above are problematic.
Yeah.
Peel it? Yeah. Okay.
Now some teams will say, hey, it's in the rings, I can hit and stay here, and then I can hit and roll out of my last one, but that just complicates your life. Wherever this stops, if it stays in play, it could be detrimental. Hit and roll away.
Yeah, I take a cross 4 and we get about middle. So if I take center, we should get to the side there.
So already thinking ahead to what she'll play with her last one. Barring a nose hit here or maybe a shallow roll.
Firm. Whoa. No. Whoa.
Right. Again, does she flick this outside? Is she going to get anything of this?
Anything?
A little bit.
Oh, and there's the chance. Nerves.
Yeah, exactly.
Nerves.
Sorry. Yeah, don't keep showing sign. Or do you want to go same? Yeah, same way.
Bad ball. How tough that is.
With that extension that most of the players have now, it's so easy to, under pressure, give it that little extra, and then if you don't time it right, you'll can float both turns.
Same weight I just threw? Yeah, that.
That spot, if we look back, that's the 3rd time it's run straight in that area. I think it's more ice reading than anything.
First one, a little push at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Same weight or touch 4? You got it.
do you want to partially bury it to get to the edge of the 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Would
that.
you ever
Sorry, my thing came off again.
think of just playing a straight tap back?
You could, Vic. The hard part with the taps is hitting it dead on. You hit any
Okay.
bit of an angle, you're going to leave a wide open hit for Kelsey here. Now, what do you want her to throw?
This time it's not mine.
Do you want her to draw the 4 foot? Do you want her to look at a half-buried rock and has to throw a hit?
Yeah.
Her in turns have been running straight. You might want to leave this peeking out enough that she has to go after it.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
If you somehow dead bury, then it leaves no option. It's just the draw.
Line's a little tight.
Line's a bit tight. Yeah.
How's the weight?
Line's good. Room.
Final stone and a chance here for British Columbia.
Right here.
All for weight. All for weight.
Kalia Van Osch. They got the miss they needed. from Kelsey Rocque. And now, looked like it died on him a little bit, and it got into that slide path and just seemed to fudge up a bit.
Beautiful curling shot. Would love to have it an inch farther over, but that's a nice shot.
If you throw it clean and you throw a bump, it might over curl, is the thing. Okay, you want to throw easy then? It's up to you. It's up to you. You're throwing.
Go there. I like easy.
Easy down? Yeah, easy down.
They can hold it pretty well.
Yeah, it holds pretty good here. Okay, good.
Softer the weight, the better here. You've got to control your thrown rock. You certainly can't nose it. So if you hit part of a rock, the softer your weight is, the better here. You can't roll out of the rings. You lose. A couple of these have run straight on Kelsey today, but once it gets to the line, it'll curl here. So
good release, buddy.
You got it.
Board weight or less, this is the right ice, I believe.
Facing a couple. BC sitting the 2 right now. The championship is theirs. Final rock. Kelsey Rocque and Alberta.
Clean it. Whoa.
Okay.
Keely Brown calling line. McDonald, Tully have done nothing so far. Now the question is sitting time, and it will for the championship. Alberta and Kelsey Rocque. And Dad has it all on video. Keely Brown, Taylor McDonald, Claire Tully out of the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton are the 2014 Canadian Women's Junior Champions.
Sad. We played a great game. Team Canada, actually. I guess we have to ask someone now. She said yes.
M&M Meat Shops Canadian Juniors are brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Frozen food at its best.
So there they are, Canada. These are the young ladies who will represent us, wear the maple leaf at the World Juniors in Flims, Switzerland. And just a reminder, we'll be back with you at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 locally Atlantic Time, and we will have the men's final for you. And at this moment, we know that it will be Manitoba who will be in the final. Braden Calvert out of the Deer Lodge Curling Club in Winnipeg. So till we talk with you again on Sunday, congratulations, Team Alberta and Kelsey Rocque. Thank you for joining us, the M&M Meat Shops Canadian Juniors from Liverpool, Nova Scotia, on Canada's sports leader, TSN.